Good morning students. Let's continue with our chapter Categories of Computers and Computer Language. In previous video, we have discussed about generations of computer and we have distributed computer generation in five categories, and these are the categories: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. The period of the first generation is 1946 to 1959 and this is vacuum tube based. We have already discussed about this, and you can see here this is machine language, means first generation computer supports machine language only, and this is the vacuum tube. This vacuum tube used in first generation of computer. In second generation, it's used assembly language, and instead of vacuum tube, it's used transistors. And we have also discussed third generation. It supports high level language and IC is used instead of transistors. So we can say that integrated circuit means IC is used in third generation of computer. So let's continue with fourth generation of computer. Students, you can see here this is the image of the fourth generation of computer. The computer of fourth generation used very large scale integration, means VLSI circuits. VLSI circuits having about 5000 transistors and other circuit element and their associated circuits on a single chip made it possible to have microprocessors of fourth generation. Fourth generation are closer to human language and then any other high level languages. Fourth generation computers became more powerful, compact, reliable and affordable. As a result, it gave rise to the personal computer PC revolution. In this generation, time sharing, real-time network, distributed operating system were used. All the high-level languages like C, C++, database, etc. were used in this generation. Features of fourth generation. In this generation, VLSI technology used. It is very cheap, portable and reliable. Portable means you can carry one place to another place easily. Use of PCs very small in size and no AC is needed. Concept of internet was also introduced. So computer became easily available. It's a great development in the field of network. Some computers of this generations are DEC 10, Star 1000, PDP 11, Cray 1, Cray XMP. This Cray 1 and Cray XMP, these are the supercomputer. These were also developed in fourth generation. Now you can see here, this is the image of fifth generation of computer. Now what we are using, that is fifth generation computer. The fifth generation, the VLSI technology become ULSI technology. ULSI stands for Ultra Large Scale Integration Technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. This generation is based on parallel processing and artificial intelligence software. Due to this artificial intelligence software, robots were also invented. You can see here, this is the image of fifth generation of computer. Students, this generation is based on the parallel processing hardware and AI software. AI software means artificial intelligence. AI is an emerging branch in computer science which interprets means and methods of making computer think like human being. All the high level languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, etc. are used in this generation. Artificial intelligence means robots, neural network, game playing. These are the artificial intelligence. Now students, main features of this generation are: first is ULSI technology. In this generation we used ULSI instead of VLSI, and development of true artificial intelligence, more user friendly with multimedia features, and its development of natural language processing also. Some examples of these generations are desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook. These are the examples of fifth generation of computer. So students, we have completed the generations of computer. Till we have fifth generations in computer, and now we are also in processing. Students, let's come to the types of computers. There are different types of computer. The main categories of computers are microcomputer, mini computer, mainframe computer, supercomputer, personal computer, laptop, notebook, tablets, smartphones, and embedded computers, etc. Students, each category of computer has different purpose and capacities. So, let's discuss one by one. Supercomputer. Supercomputer have huge data, storage capacity, and processing power. They are used by large organizations that require computing power. Means, housed in clean rooms, supercomputer must be kept free of dust and debris, and have to be constantly cooled because of the heat they are generated. Now mainframe computer. Mainframe computer have considered less power and capacity than supercomputer, but significantly more than personal computers. They are capable of processing billions of instructions per second. Now, personal computers are common in homes and offices throughout the world. Modern models have large storage capacities and run multiple applications. Modern laptops features similar to desktop computers with the added bonus of being portable. Portable means, I already told you, portable means you can carry it easily from one place to another. However, laptops can be feel heavy, and battery life can be an issue of needing to work for a long period without being able to recharge. Means, if you will not recharge it, the battery may be dead and you can't able to do work without battery. Notebook are similar and lighter than laptops, but have less storage capacity and power. However, their small size and minimal weight makes them attractive for browsing the web, checking emails, and creating documents when not in the office. Now, tablets and smartphones. Tablet and smartphones are similar in nature and operate on a touch screen basis. They are very user friendly, means you can use it very easily, and lightweight and very convenient also. So, being popular with the people of all ages and backgrounds. So students, in next video we will discuss about microcomputer in detail. Thank you. Have a